Colorado High School Activities Association Baseball is on B106 and B106.com this afternoon from Legion Field in Fort Morgan. It's a Colorado 7 League clash as the visiting Elizabeth Cardinals take on the Fort Morgan Mustangs. Already the game is underway. A foul ball to the opening hitter. And then a strike preceded by a ball to Garrett Warren. They started 6 minutes early here, so count is sitting at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trevor Shurtleff is the pitcher. The fastball is up and in. Count is at 2-2. Wind in the pitch, and the breaking ball is fouled off the end of the bat to the right. Opening pitch was brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. Looking to find insurance for your car, home, or even for you? Call Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance with locations in Brush and Fort Morgan. And the offering. Fastball is outside. They can help you with your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or provide a quote. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball upstairs. Warren strikes out. And there's one down. And that'll bring up Jackson Weary. Heading from the right side as well. We'll set the lineup here momentarily. That pitch is a strike with a fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Swung on and fouled to the screen. Shurtleff works quickly. 3-0 with a 1.13 ERA going in. Comes off a no-hitter against Englewood, and the offering. Swung on and tapped foul on the breaking ball. Kyle Savikas, the pitcher, it's third. Corbin Kloppenberg, the right fielder, bats fourth. Colin Steinke, the third baseman, it's fifth. First baseman Dusty Lawson bats sixth. The DH at seventh, that's Garrett Hawkins. The pitch. And check swing, looked like he went, and he did. There's 2 down. Another strikeout there for Shurtleff of Jackson Weary. Batting eighth is Jake Lawson, the second baseman. Riley Saunders bats ninth. Fastball in there for a strike. He's working so quickly, have no time to set the Mustang defense. The offering. Fastball, a strike. Bell tie in the outer half. Adrian Marquez is at first. Joe Holbeck at second. Fastball is outside. Short, of course, is Grayson Garber. Nate Cage at third. The pitch. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. What a first inning there for Trevor Shurtleff. Struck out the side in order. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Elizabeth does not score, and the Mustangs are coming to bat on B106 and B106.com. Mustang starting lineup is brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. Batting first is the center fielder Kyle Daniels. Pitcher Trevor Shurtleff hits second. The catcher Trey McBride bats third. Jacob Fritzer in right hits fourth. The third baseman Nate Cage bats fifth. Batting sixth, the DH Austin Breidenbach. First baseman Adrian Marquez at seventh. Grayson Garver, the shortstop, bats eighth. And the left fielder Anthony Arroyo bats ninth. Elizabeth defensively has Kyle Savikas on the mound. We'll get to him momentarily. Dusty Lawson's at first. Jake Lawson at second. The third baseman is Colin Steinke. And between him at short is Jackson Weary. In left, it's Kellen Day. Garrett Warren in center. The right fielder is Corbin Kloppenberg. Behind the plate is Riley Saunders. And the right-hander Weary will deliver the opening pitch in the bottom of the first inning to Kyle Daniels. Hitting .417 on the season. Aggressive hitter, but patient at times as well. Especially when opposing pitchers cannot find the strike zone. What a job by Trevor Shurtleff in the top of the first inning. He struck out the side in order. Here's the wind by Weary in the pitch. And the fastball is up and away. Elizabeth 4-0 in league play. 5-3 overall. There are 4 victories, 2 over Fort Lupton, 2 over Weld Central. Mustangs 6-0 in the Colorado 7-2 on the year. 1-0. The breaking ball is low. 2 balls and no strikes. They'll be playing on Friday in Elizabeth. 4 o'clock on B106 and B106.com. Here's the wind and the 2-0 pitch. A fastball for a strike. Down the middle, just above waist level. It's 2-1. Laying down the sign is Saunders. Pitch swung on in line towards right field. That's a base hit. Yeah, Savikas, I believe, is the pitcher. Kyle Daniels picks up another hit. Let's clarify here. Let's see. Yes, Savikas. Kyle Savikas is the pitcher. Weary is at short. So let's correct that as Kyle Daniels approaching the 500 batting average. Marcus Shurtleff steps in for the right side, batting .321. 2-step lead for Daniels. Savikas looks in. And the pitch swung on and lifted towards left center field. Garrett Warner with a long run. That's going to find a gap all the way to the fence on one hop. Daniels is around second. They're going to hold him up at third. And it's a double for Trevor Shurtleff. Oh, he popped that ball very well. And here comes Trey McBride. The Mustangs did not hit the ball particularly well in Game 2 against Fort Lupton. Now, they won that game 12-2, but that was a 2-1 game in the middle innings. So they're looking to establish something early. Savikas looked in. He stretches. McBride awaits. And the pitch swung on and grounded foul up the third base side. No balls and 1 strike. Oh, and 1 to McBride. A single and a double has the Mustangs in business here in the bottom half of the first inning. McBride awaits. Long pause and the offering. Swung on and grounded slowly to short. Weary to his left has it. Throws to first for the out. Scoring is Daniels. Advancing to third is Shurtleff, and the Mustangs lead 1-0. So McBride did his job, even if it did not result in a base hit. Here is Jacob Fritzler. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on and grounded left side for a base hit into left field. Here comes Shurtleff. He'll score. And Fritzler delivers. He was hitting .417 going in with 10 RBIs. Give him 11. And the Mustangs now have a 2-0 lead. So Fritzler went after the first pitch and it paid off. Nate Cage will now hit. Fort Morgan off to a very good start with 3 hits here in the opening inning against the right-hander Savikas. Step off, throw to first, back in. Diving easily is Fritzler. Cage this season is batting .379. Big, strong right-handed hitter for Fort Morgan. The stretch by Savikas. Long pause and the pitch. Swung on, lined into left field for a base hit. Beyond the diving Cardinal third baseman. To second is Fritzler. That's the 4th hit already for Fort Morgan here in the first inning. And the Mustangs are teeing off on the Elizabeth right-hander. And here comes Austin Breidenbach, who's hitting .500. Although he hasn't started every game, but he's made the most of his opportunities. First Mustang run of the game, that ground out by McBride scoring Daniels, brought to you by Morgan Federal Bank, a bank that is committed to their community and keeping banking simple on the cutting edge of banking at 321 Ensign. See what options they have available. Morgan Federal Bank, there's a difference. Breidenbach awaits. And the pitch in the dirt, and it gets away. 1 runner will advance on the wild pitch as it was blocked by Saunders, but not cleanly. Fritzler to third. Very aggressive base running by the Mustang senior. Cage held up at first. 1 ball and no strikes. Already 2-0 Fort Morgan here at the bottom of the first inning. McBride with an RBI grounder. Fritzler with an RBI single. Savikas at the belt. Long pause, 1-0. Oh, looks like a balk, unless time was called. Yep. Time was called. Now that's dangerous to stop your motion in the almost at the middle of the delivery. Certainly don't want to hurt yourself. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out, 2 in, 2 on. Savikas stretches. The pitch. Swung on and fisted slowly up the middle. The shortstop Weary charges, and he double clutches to first. And in time, a run scores as Fritzler crosses home plate. The Mustangs lead 3-0. And give the RBI there to Breidenbach. So again, a quality at bat. Both outs have driven in runs. Cage to second. And here is Marquez. Marquez hitting .238. The pitch. And the breaking ball drops in for a strike. 1 ball and no strikes. Check it. 0-1 to Marquez. Stretch by Savikas. And the offering. Down and away. Excellent block there by Saunders, even though it got there on the fly. Count is level at 1-1. Fort Morgan won a league game here against Alameda with only 2 hits. They've got 4 here against Elizabeth. That's bounced in, blocked by Saunders. Cage takes off for third. Very aggressive base running on the ball that got barely behind the catcher. That's 2 wild pitches in the inning for Kyle Savikas. Very good base running there by Nate Cage. He saw that immediately. 2 balls and 1 strike. The stretch. Marquez awaits the 2-1 pitch. Down and away with a bender. And the count is at 3-1. Well, we thought this Elizabeth team could challenge the Mustangs. Not so far. Fort Morgan having their way. The pitch, swing and a miss on a ball that was diving in the zone. I'm not sure that would have been ball 4 at that, in that situation. So it's 3-2. A man at third and 2 down. Savikas gets the sign from Saunders. The stretch. And he comes home. Swung on and popped up extremely high to the shortstop, Weary. He's going to make all 3 plays here in this inning. He backs up and makes the catch. And that does it for the Mustangs here in the first inning. But they score 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the second in Fort Morgan. It's the Mustangs 3, the Elizabeth Cardinals nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the second. Trevor Shirtliff struck out the side in the first. And the Mustangs lead 3-0. It'll be Corbin Kloppenberg taking the breaking ball for a strike. Go ahead, Michaela, and make the adjustment on the board there. Followed by Colin Steinke and Dusty Lawson. Line in the pitch. And it's in there for a strike as well. Might have taken something off it. 0-2. And Trevor Shirtliff is in command. The offering outside. Waste pitch there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Threw a no-hitter against Englewood last Friday in Englewood. And he's making the start again here. The offering. Swung on and fouled on the breaking ball. Love the way he works so quickly. 1-2. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Up in the zone was that pitch. And Shirtliff has recorded his 4th strikeout here in as many hitters. There's 1 down. And that time it was a lefty. Here's the right-handed hitting Colin Steinke. Wind and pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outer half. He's thrown 21 pitches, 16 for strikes. He's a strike-throwing machine right now. The offering. Swung on and lifted down the right side into shallow right field. Fritzler's under it to his left, makes the catch. And there's 2 down. 2 down for Dusty Lawson. Lawson, left-handed hitter, playing first base today for Elizabeth. Yeah, you can bank on a quick game when Shurtleff is pitching. Working efficiently and throwing strikes. And the breaking ball swung on and grounded to first. Marquez has got it. He'll step on the bag, and it's an easy inning for Trevor Shurtleff. He's retired the first 6. He has not allowed a hit in 2 appearances. Let's head to the bottom of the second. It's Fort Morgan 3, Elizabeth nothing on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Fort Morgan 3, Elizabeth nothing here in the bottom of the second inning. And the Mustangs facing Kyle Savikas will be sending up the 8-9-1 hitters, Grayson Garver, Anthony Arroyo, and Kyle Daniels. They had 4 hits in the first inning. Garver is hitting .316. I tell you, Fort Morgan cannot look any better than they are offensively at this point. Just they were aggressive against Savikas in the first. See if they can keep this up. The right-hander delivers to Grayson Garver. The pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball that was diving down in the zone. It's 0-1. B&J Plumbing can handle all your plumbing needs, from clogged drains to a major construction project. 522-3828. Breaking ball is outside. That's B&J Plumbing. 1 ball and 1 strike. Despite giving up 3 runs, Savikas only threw 17 pitches in the first inning. Swung on and grounded to short. Weary's got it on hop number 2, and he fires a laser to first for the out. 1 down, and that'll bring up Anthony Arroyo. Arroyo is the 9th place hitter. However, hitting .389 with a homer and is second on the team with 12 RBIs. McBride leads the team with 15, including 1 in the first inning. The wind by Savikas, and the pitch. Fastball runs inside for a strike, got the corner. It's 0-1. Anthony likes to step pretty close to that plate, so he's got to swing early on the inside pitches. The offering, swing and a miss on a sweeping curveball. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down in the bottom of the second inning. Fort Morgan 3, Elizabeth nothing. And the offering. That is a called strike 3. A little hook there on the outer half. And Arroyo strikes out on 3 pitches. There's 1 down, or 2 down. And here's Kyle Daniels, who singled and scored in the opening frame. Savikas kicks and delivers. Upstairs with that side armor. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Make Stubbs Gas and Oil your next stop heading out of town. During your visit, you can gas up your vehicle, sit down to lunch, get snacks and your hunting and fishing licenses. Stubbs Gas and Oil in Wiggins. Swung on in line for a base hit into right field. Daniels is 2 for 2. And here comes Trevor Shurtleff, who laced a double into the left center field gap his first time up. Shurtleff has done everything right so far. He struck out the first 4. He's doubled. He's scored. Let's see if Daniels takes off with 2 outs, but you don't want to leave Shurtleff up there. The stretch. Savikas delivers. Over but low. 1 ball and no strikes to the Mustang Junior. Daniels with a nice aggressive lead at first, about 3 steps. Savikas looks over there. Long pause, and the pitch. Swung on and tapped foul at the plate. Count moves to 1-1. Yeah, these probably are the top 2 teams in the Colorado 7. It's not a strong league, but Fort Morgan has never lost, 44-0 in this league. They have dominated beautifully. The stretch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shurtleff awaits the pitch. Here it is. Runner goes. Swung on and grounded to third. It'll be a routine throw to first in time as Shurtleff is retired by Colin Steinke. And that does it for the Mustangs in the bottom of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. To the third we go after the break. It's Fort Morgan 3 and the Elizabeth Cardinals nothing on B106 and B106.com. 6 up and 6 down as Trevor Shurtleff has not a lot of base runners. We go to the third. Garrett Hawkins, followed by Jake Lawson and Riley Saunders. 3-0 Fort Morgan leads at home over Elizabeth. Hawkins for the right side. Wind and pitch. A little bit low with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. That was only the 6th ball thrown by Shurtleff in 24 pitches. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by him. And the count is level at 1-1. As soon as you step in that box, Shurtleff is coming home. The pitch. Swung on line for a base hit into center field on the rising fastball. That's the first hit he has given up in 2 games. And it was the number 7 hitter, Garrett Hawkins, who delivered. Here's Jake Lawson. Yeah, he got that pitch up. And good hitters will take advantage of that. Stretched by Shurtleff. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and he bunts it straight back towards the mound to the right, and now picked up by the third baseman. Throw to first. Safe! Yeah, it was to Shurtleff's right, so it did have an angle on it. Cage spun and through as Shurtleff could not feel that it's a base hit. That bunt had a lot more carry, and it was hard enough that with the speed from the hitter, he's able to beat it out. That'll send up Riley Saunders first and second. Nobody out in the third. All of a sudden, Elizabeth is threatening. The pitch. Breaking ball is down and away. One ball and no strikes. McBride lays down the sign, the offering. Swing and a foul. Straight back. Count is level at 1-1. 3 runs on 4 hits for Fort Morgan. No runs on 2 hits for the Cardinals. Shurtleff. Time is called now. Mustangs at double play depth. The stretch by the junior. The pitch. Slow curve is laced towards left center field for a base hit. Hawkins is going to round third. That ball is still rolling towards the fence. Jake Lawson steps on third, and he is going to score. It's a 2-run double by Riley Saunders. Elizabeth is back in the game. It's Fort Morgan 3, Elizabeth 2. Still nobody out here in the top of the third inning. Shurtleff looked invincible. All of a sudden, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters delivered base hits. Back to the top of the order, and Garrett Warren, who he struck out to lead off the game. Yeah, he's elevating some pitches here. The stretch and the pitch. Curveball drops in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Warren. And the offering. Swing and a miss through the fastball right by him. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Let's see if Trevor can register his 5th strikeout. And the offering, swung on and fouled. Got a piece of the baseball. So 2 singles and a double. That put Elizabeth on the board here in the third, in the visiting half of the third. No balls, 2 strikes. Shurtleff stretches. Shurtleff comes home. Down and away. Took something off it. And the count now at 1-2. The stretch by the right-hander. And the pitch. Fastball is upstairs, 2-2. Off of second is Saunders. Shurtleff comes home. Swung on and lifted towards shallow center field, and Daniels has to play it on a hop. It's a base hit. Advancing to third is Saunders, and Elizabeth is doing in the third inning what Fort Morgan did in the first inning. That is 4 hits in a row, and it's first and third now for Jackson Weary, who struck out. It just looks like Trevor's lost some location. He hung that pitch, although it was hit off the end of the bat, not hit hard whatsoever. Elizabeth is 90 feet away from tying the game. Throw back to first, and back in diving is Warren. McBride lays down the sign. The pitch. Curveball is up and in. All of a sudden, Trevor's pitch count is going up, too. Short lead, both ends. 1-0. Swing and a miss and a fastball at the letters. 1 ball, 1 strike. When you're looking for someone to walk you through the insurance world, turn to the office of Greg Mullen and Brush, Home Auto Life and Health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. 842-4555. Swung on and lifted to right field. Jacob Fritzler to his left. Coming in, makes the catch. There will be no tag. Throw is cut off there by the first baseman Marquez. And there's 1 out. Saunders not with a ton of speed at third. Here's Kyle Savikas, the opposing pitcher. Now the Mustangs are looking for the inning-ending double play. As Savikas steps in. Heading with an open stance for the right side. He struck out his first time up, and he takes a breaking ball for a strike on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. At third is Saunders. Warren at first. 2 runs in on Saunders' 2-run double. Throw back to first, and a fairly close play. Back in diving is Warren. Yeah, you'd think at some point that he might take off for second. He's got speed. Savikas settles back into the box. The pitch. Swung on and fouled off to the right. No balls and 2 strikes. Rockies already won today 4-3 against Arizona. Throw back to first, and back in diving once again is Warren. Shurtleff delivers, runner goes, swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. That might drop. Daniels to his left, it drops for a base hit. Saunders will score on the blooper by Kyle Savikas, and the game is tied at 3 in the third. He just laid the bat out there and was able to find a gap. Here's Corbin Kloppenberg. He struck out his first time. And it's a brand new ball game in Fort Morgan. Man, just bad luck. But that's part of baseball, unfortunately. Runners at first and second. Another base hit could give them the lead. That's 5 hits in the inning. The stretch. The pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. Waist high, it's 0-1. Shurtleff works quickly. And the offering. Curveball is down and away. Count moves to 1-1. 3-3 in the third. Off of second is Warren. Savikas at first. And the throw back to second. Back in diving is Warren. low percentage play as the tag was applied by Garver. Trevor's thrown 20 pitches in the inning. And the offering. Curveball is laced down the left field line. That's going to be trouble. That's going to drop just inside the line for a base hit. Warren rounds third. He will score. And it's an RBI single for Kloppenberg, the fourth run of the inning for Elizabeth, their sixth hit of the inning, and they lead by a run. And I'm telling you, that was not hit hard either, but they're just finding the spots. There's Colin Steinke, who popped to right. We'll have a visit to the mound. And this is a stunner considering that Shurtleff was unhittable over the first two innings. And it's not working out here in inning number 3. Plenty of baseball, though, still to go with only a 1-run deficit. And still only 1 out. That's a bigger surprise. They're just getting on base at will. So the inning continues for Elizabeth. Swung on and tapped off the batter, foul. That's Steinke again, 0 for 1. You've had 1 extra base hit in the inning. Everything else been a single. And a lot of little bleeders and bloopers. No balls and 1 strike. Runners take their leads at first and second. And the pitch. Fastball is outside. Took something off it, actually. Count levels at 1-1. Savikas at second. Kloppenberg at first. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. On the inner half, it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shurtleff delivers. Fastball very high. Ball 2, strike 2 to Colin Steinke. Gets the sign from McBride. And the pitch. Down and away with a fastball. 3-2. Kyle Daniels will get the start on Friday in Elizabeth. Swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch on the 3-2. And it's strikeout number 5 for Trevor Shurtleff, a big pitch. And there's 2 down. Here's Dusty Lawson, who grounded out to end the previous inning. This is the 9th hitter of the frame for Elizabeth. The pitch, a strike on the outer half. Belt high, it's 0-1. Savikas at second, Kloppenberg at first. The pitch, way outside. Grocery, meat, and fresh deli counters, Floral Pharmacy, Western Union, and public service payments, and 24-hour gas brush grocery cart at 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. 1-1 pitch, swung on and lifted into shallow right field. Fritzler comes in to his left, makes the catch. And that's it. However, Elizabeth scores 4 runs on 6 hits. No errors and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the third. It's Elizabeth 4, Fort Morgan 3 on B106 and B106.com. The Mustangs find themselves down 4-3 as we head to the bottom of the third. Trey McBride will be the first batter. McBride grounded to short, scoring a run. The first run of the game. The right-hander Kyle Savikas delivers. The breaking ball's a strike. Belt high, it's 0-1. Followed by Fritzler and Nate Cage. The pitch. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. McBride settles back into the box. And the offering swung on and popped up on the changeup. The second baseman, Lawson, is out into shallow right center field. It's caught there by Kloppenberg, the right fielder, who called off the second baseman. And there's 1 out. Fritzler singled in a run in the first. 3 in the first for Fort Morgan, 4 in the third for Elizabeth. That's the scoring up to this point. Wind and pitch. Swung on. That's popped foul and headed out of play. Fritzler was baited into swinging at that pitch, which was up in the zone and off speed. Way out in front underneath it as he fouled it off to the left side. No balls and 1 strike. And Savikas looks a lot sharper after struggling in the first inning. Here's the wind and pitch. And the breaking ball is a strike on the outside corner at the knees. 0-2 with Cage on deck. Fritzler awaits the pitch. Swing and a miss on a sweeping curveball. There's 2 down. As Fritzler strikes out. Yeah, Savikas is a different pitcher than he was in the first inning. It's safe to say. Pitch to Cage. Curveball for a strike. Cage singled. His first at bat. 1 of 4 Fort Morgan hits in that first inning. And the offering. Curveball is lifted towards shallow left center field. That will drop for a base hit. And the Mustangs pick up their 5th hit of the game. That stops a little streak there that Savikas had going. Here's Austin Breidenbach, who grounded out to the shortstop Weary, plating Fort Morgan's 3rd run in the first inning. Saunders lays down the sign. Short lead at first, and the offering. Fastball, a strike at the knees. No balls and 1 strike. Again, a very minuscule lead over there for Cage. The pitch. Strike on the inside corner. Well, with a bender. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 on. Savikas at the belt. And the 0-2. Curveball's inside. Framed by Saunders, but to no avail. Savikas has struck out 2 in the game. Step off. We'll see another 1-2 pitch. As Breidenbach awaits. And here it is. Outside. Pitch number 40 for Savikas. Papa Murphy's Pizza makes it easy to feed the whole team and make everybody happy. Call Papa Murphy's in Sterling, 522-4900. The stretch. The pitch. Swung on and chopped to third. An easy play on the big hop. Throw to first is right there as Steinke retires Breidenbach for the out. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the bases were left with 1 Mustang on them. Let's head to the 4th. It's Elizabeth 4, Fort Morgan 3 on B106 and B106.com. We head to the 4th inning. Elizabeth 4, Fort Morgan 3. In Fort Morgan, the Mustangs are 44-0 in Colorado 7 League play. But that streak is in jeopardy. The pitch. The breaking ball drops in for a strike to Garrett Hawkins, who singled. He had the first of the 6 base hits against Shurtleff. The pitch. Swung on and lifted to right field. Jacob Fritzler to his right is on the beat, and he makes the catch. Fritzer's made a few plays out there already, several plays. There's one down. Jake Lawson had that key bunt single in the 4-run third. He now bats for Elizabeth with an open stance from the right side. The pitch in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Serving area bean grower since 1921. Trinidad Benham for all your dry bean needs. 522-3595. Swag and a miss. Pitch up in the zone. Pulled the string on that one. It's 1-1. The offering. Curveball down and away. Ball 2, strike 1. 4-3 Elizabeth in the top of the 4th inning. 1 out and the base is empty. Swung on and tapped foul up the third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll have every league game for you here on B106 and B106.com, and, of course, the playoffs as well. Shurtleff delivers. Swing and a miss and a fastball. Letter high, and there's 2 down. Strikeout number 6 for Trevor Shurtleff. Here's Riley Saunders, who put the Cardinals on the board with a 2-run double. But this time he's up with the bases empty. The pitch. Fastball is up and in. 1 ball and no strikes. It's already pitch number 61 for Shurtleff. Bounces it to the screen. Towards the screen, didn't quite make it there. 2-0. Trevor ready. 2-0 pitch. Right there for a strike on the inner half, just above knee level. It's 2-1. 4 runs on 6 hits for Elizabeth. 3 runs on 5 hits for Fort Morgan. Swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. Another one that's going to find a gap and drop off the end of the bat. Daniels bobbles it out there, but no advance. And Riley Saunders is 2 for 2. Here's Garrett Warren, struck out, singled, and scored. He's 1 for 2 in the game. Well, let's see if they put Saunders in motion here. Shurtleff gets the sign. The pitch. Fastball is just a bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Warren. The offering swung on and fouled off to the right on the breaking ball. It's 1-1. Shine On and Sterling is affordable detailing, and their window tinting will reduce glare, especially if it's off my forehead, and eye discomfort, and protect your vehicle. Just give Shine On and Sterling a call, 580-4345. Throw back to first. Saunders back in standing. Fastball is upstairs, 2-1. To Garrett Warren. The stretch by Shurtleff. And the pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball at the letters. It's 2-2. Well, let's see if Trevor can end the inning with a K. The 2-2 pitch. Called strike 3 right down the middle on a fastball. Strikeout number 7. And the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We're halfway through. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th after the break. Elizabeth 4, Fort Morgan 3 on B106 and B106.com. 7, 8, and 9 for the Mustangs. So we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And they trail Elizabeth 4-3. Adrian Marquez, Grayson Garver, and Anthony Arroyo against the right-hander Kyle Savikas. Let's see if we can run the numbers here for Savikas. Well, we'll get to that momentarily. Relying on the technology that gives us these numbers. All right, here is Marquez. He popped out to the shortstop, Jackson Weary, his first time up. The pitch, up and in. Civikas has not walked a batter. Neither has Shurtleff. Allowed 6 hits and struck out 2. 1 ball and no strikes to the Mustang first baseman. And the pitch. Well, that looked like a curveball that didn't curve at all. 2-0. The wind has picked up, too. Gorgeous day here in Fort Morgan. Temperature in the upper 60s. Saunders lays down the sign and the 2-0 offering. Fastball is upstairs, and all of a sudden Marquez is 1 pitch away from drawing the first walk of the game by either side. Fort Morgan led 3-0 early. The pitch. Down the middle for a strike with a fastball. 3-1. Civikas kicks and fires. Low with a fastball. Marquez walks. Here's Grayson Garver, who grounded us short his first time up. Yeah, Civikas has had 1 bad inning, a 3-run first, and Shurtleff has had 1 bad inning, the 4-run third. That's the story of the game. Neither team has committed an error. Civikas gets the sign from Saunders. 2-step lead at first for Marquez. Throw back to first, back and dive because Marquez not big enough that he's going to be picked off unless he completely misreads the pickoff move. Garver with a close stance. The stretch by Civikas. The pitch squaring to bunt and lays it down beautifully on the right side, fielded by the pitcher Civikas. He bobbles the ball, and Garver's going to be safe. He bobbled it and dropped it. Well, that'll go as a sacrifice bunt with an error. And the Mustangs have first and second with nobody out. And here's Anthony Arroyo. Arroyo struck out looking his first time up. The stretch. He's scoring to bunt. And did he go? Yes, on a sweeping breaking ball. He should have laid off with that one, but it's 0-1. Yeah, I think had he read that pitch out of Civikas' hand, he would have brought the bats back instead of waved at a pitch that there was no way he could have bunted. Let's see if he squares again on the 0-1. He does, and he takes that for a ball. Another sweeper there, 1 ball, 1 strike. One and 1 to Arroyo. Big plate appearance for the Mustang. Civikas looks back, and the pitch squaring to bunt, and he takes a fastball down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Could get very interesting here if Marquez reaches the stretch. Will he square again? He will. And it's bunted down the first base side. That's a beautiful bunt fielded by Civikas. Underhands to first for the out. And the runners advance. The sacrifice will go 1-3. And there's 1 down. That is outstanding small ball by the Mustangs. First by Garver and then by Marquez. There's Kyle Daniels. Daniels with 2 singles. The stretch by Civikas in the pitch. And that fastball's upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Now we'll have a visit to the hill. Yeah, let's see how they set up their defense. Elizabeth with 7 hits in the game. Fort Morgan with 6. And a critical error committed by the pitcher Civikas in the 4th inning has created a huge opportunity for the Mustangs. Home of the $8.95 dinner menu during the week and the best prime rib and other great specials on Friday and Saturdays at Atwood Steakhouse. And Kuski Oil Company in Crook delivers fuel and propane for your farm and home. They're at 886-2121. 886-2121. Kuski Oil Company. The stretch. Daniels awaits. Outside. Not really even close. He's in a hitter's count. 2 balls and no strikes. Anything middle in. Swung on and foul to the back stop. It's 2-1. One with a fastball down the middle, and Kyle got underneath it. But still alive in the at-bat. 2 balls and 1 strike. The stretch by Savikas. The pitch. Swung on and driven towards center field, going way back towards the track, and the ball is over the head of the center fielder. 2 runs are going to score. 1 crosses home plate, and here comes Garver. And the Mustangs on the 2-run double by Kyle Daniels lead by a score of 5-4. And there was no way that the center fielder, Warren, was going to make that catch. That ball was tagged. And here's Trevor Shurtleff. He's doubled and grounded out. In a back-and-forth game now, the stretch by Savikas. And the pitch, squaring to bunt, takes a strike. Then he waved off of that. On the breaking ball, it is 0-1. Look back at second. Shurtleff awaits. Swung on and grounded to third. Right there is Steinke. Looks to second. Throws to first for the out. Daniels has to hold. They're 2 down. Well, let's see if McBride can get it done. He's 0 for 2, so he's due. It's part of the reason he's in this spot. Love's hitting in the clutch. He's driven in 15 runs already this year, has McBride. Savikas looks in. Looks back. The pitch went over his head. Took something off it. I think he tried to break off some sort of bender. 1 ball and no strikes. To Trey McBride, the sophomore. The stretch. And the offering. Swung on and grounded. Foul down the third base side. Threw him a breaking ball. Count evens at 1-1. So both teams now with 7 hits in the game, but the Mustangs have 1 more run. And Kyle Daniels has nearly half of Fort Morgan's hits. He's got 3. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on, 2 in. A 1 on, actually, the stretch and the pitch. Swung on and popped foul. 1-2 to McBride. Yeah, we've had a Fort Morgan Elizabeth games go down to the wire. A 6-5 game here a couple of years ago, 1-0 in Elizabeth. All the other games have been controlled by the Mustangs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Savikas stretches. Savikas steps off. Daniels off of second. The stretch. Long pause. The pitch. Breaking ball down and away. 2-2 to Trey McBride. Yeah, if he gets anything inside, man, he can hit his 3rd home run of the year. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on a fastball up in the zone. And McBride strikes out. And that does it for Fort Morgan in the bottom of the 4th inning. However, the Mustangs scored 2 runs on 1 hit. There was 1 huge error and a man left. After 4, Fort Morgan 5, Elizabeth 4 on B106 and B106.com. The heart of the order comes up for Elizabeth in the fifth inning. They trail Fort Morgan 5-4. Jackson Wary, Kyle Savikas, and Corbin Kloppenberg against Trevor Shurtleff. Shurtleff has allowed 7 hits, but he's also struck out 7 and has not walked a hitter. Wary is struck out and popped out. He's 0 for 2. Wind and pitch. The breaking ball is a little bit upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes. And the offering. Curveball is on the outside corner. 1-1. I don't know if Trevor can go the distance. That was pitch number 71. Swung on in line towards center field. Daniels to his left and going back, and it's over his head. And it's over the fence on one hop. And it's an automatic double for Jackson Wary. And he's in scoring position for Kyle Savikas, who struck out and singled. And here comes Elizabeth. Now, you knew they wouldn't go away. This team is too good. But then again, if they happen to tie or take the lead, the Mustangs more than likely will come back. The pitch swung on and grounded a short. Garver to his left. Now has the ball go right underneath him. A run is going to score as Wary crosses home plate on the error by the Mustang shortstop. He thought he had it in his glove, and it right between his legs, and it's tied at 5. And the Mustangs commit their first error of the game. There's Corbin Kloppenberg, who struck out and singled. And just like that, Elizabeth has come back. And I think we had time called there. A throwback to first. Yeah, Coach Langford now has got to set up his bullpen. Now he's going to talk to the home plate umpire. Yeah, I guess time was called. Nearly a pickoff over there at first base. Shurtleff with a stretch and a pitch. Swing and a miss. Throw a blazing fastball right down the middle. It's 0-1. Kloppenberg is 1 for 2. Throw back to first, nothing doing. Savikas back in there. That might be a courtesy runner. Now the pitch up and away with a fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 75 pitches deep is Shurtleff. The stretch and the offering. Swung on in line, foul, not a play. Yeah, that's definitely a courtesy runner. Can't see the number from here. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Challenged him right down the middle. That's strikeout number 8 for Trevor Shurtleff. 1 down here for Colin Steinke, who popped out to right and then struck out. Mustangs at double play depth. The offering. Curveball right there for a strike on the outer half of the knees. It's 0-1. Trevor gets a sign from Trey. Short lead the pitch. Swung on and tapped foul up the third base side on a slow breaking ball. Count moves to 0-2. Rominger Jewelry and Gifts is the leader in Northeast Colorado for diamonds, jewelry, watches, and expert in-store jewelry repairs in downtown Sterling. 1 pitch away is Shurtleff from strikeout number 9. Swung on and fouled off to the right. That's the only disadvantage to having a pitch count and being a strikeout pitcher. You're automatically going to drive up the pitch count. The stretch and pitch. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. No advance. Throw back to first is offline. But it's strikeout number 9 for Trevor Shurtleff. And there's 2 down. Two down for Dusty Lawson. He's grounded to first and popped out to right from the left side. Shurtleff delivers. Took something off at a strike on the outside corner. That was pitch number 82. He's got to get through this hitter quickly. Trevor comes home. Swung on and lifted towards right center field. Coming in is Fritzer. Ball hit off the end of the bat. Makes the running catch. And Elizabeth is retired in the top of the fifth inning. But they score a run on one hit. A Mustang error and a man left. 4.5 complete. Fort Morgan 5, Elizabeth 5 on B106 and B106.com. Here we go to the bottom of the fifth inning. Fort Morgan 5, Elizabeth 5. It'll be Jacob Fritzer, Nate Cage, and Austin Breidenbach against Kyle Savikas, who's thrown just 61 pitches, a lot fewer than Trevor Shurtleff. Fritzer singled in a run in the first inning, then struck out swinging. His last time up, he's 1 for 2. Yeah, there was a 6-5 game here, I believe that was the 2014 season. Fort Morgan had won handily on the road, and then Elizabeth came here, and the Mustangs had to survive. Game ended on a double play to the second baseman, Reyes Rodriguez. The pitch. Breaking ball, strike one. On the outside corner, thigh high to the Mustang right fielder, who's made about 5 or 6 plays out there today. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Threw it right by him, had a little bit of action to it, lateral action. It's 0-2. Jacob took a really big swing on that one. He's got to shorten up here on the 0-2. And the offering. Curveball is grounded down the third baseline. Even with the bag, the long throw to first is low, but dug out for the opening out as the play was made once again by Colin Steinke, and Dusty Lawson picked it out of the dirt for the first out. Nate Cage has singled twice, and he will now hit for Fort Morgan. And that's a big difference. Savikas, let's see, I believe that's just 3 strikeouts he's gotten the game. Breaking ball, a strike, and Shurtleff has 9. No balls and 1 strike. Cage awaits the pitch, and here it is. Swung on and lifted extremely high on the left side. The third baseman, Steinke, to his left, makes the catch. And there's 2 down. Here's Austin Breidenbach, who's grounded out to the left side twice. The first time it scored Fort Morgan's 3rd run. They did have a 3-0 lead after 1 inning until Elizabeth broke through with 4 runs in the 3rd. The pitch, swung on and fisted off the glove of the pitcher towards the third baseman. Steinke throws to first on the run offline, and it's a base hit. And the tag is going to be applied here by Lawson. Safe, though, because that was nearly a base running mistake by Breidenbach. He was about to turn in. He took 1 step turning in, but did not make an attempt to go to second. I think that's a good call. The umpire said safe, even though Lawson went back and applied the tag. Base hit number 8 for Fort Morgan, matching Elizabeth's total. Yeah, he took like a mini lean to his left. And that's an excellent call by the field umpire. Had he taken a second step to his left and then tagged out, he would have been called out. Adrian Marquez has popped out and walked. He is 0 for 1. He scored one of the 2 runs on Kyle Daniels' double. Daniels has been the hitting star today. He's 3 for 3. Throw back to first back and diving. For the Mustangs is Breidenbach. 5-5 in the 5th. The stretch by Savikas. Throw back and back in diming again. Well, we thought that Shurtleff was going to mow this team down the way he was pitching. He retired the first 6 hitters. Then the Cardinals figured him out one inning later. Savikas again throw to first. He's not been close on any of those. He just keeps going over there. And he's treating Breidenbach over there like he's D. Gordon, somebody who leads the majors in steals. The pitch. Swung on and driven down the left field line for a base hit. Takes one big hop. Fielded by Kellen Day, who'll get it back in. But Marquez picks up Fort Morgan's 9th hit. To second is Breidenbach. And here's Grayson Garver, who's grounded out. Then had a sac bunt and reached on the miscue by the pitcher Savikas. So let's see if Garver can come through in a clutch situation here. The stretch by Savikas. Looks back. And the pitch. Fastball runs inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Grayson Garver. The stretch. Garver awaits. And here it comes. Swing and a miss on a sweeping breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Conversation out there between pitcher and second baseman that's broken up. The stretch again. 1-1. Curveball is down and away. Garver would not go fishing. 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Anthony Arroyo. Runners take their leads at first and second. Big pitch for Savikas on the 2-1. Here it is. Over but low with a fastball, 3-1. Well, it could be up to the number 9 hitter Arroyo if Savikas does not throw a strike on this pitch. And there might be another pitcher out there, you don't know. Here comes the 3-1 offering. Upstairs, took something off it, and the bases are loaded for Arroyo, who struck out looking and then had a gorgeous sacrifice bunt, advancing runners to second and third ahead of Kyle Daniels' 2-run double in the previous inning. All right, a big situation. Savikas is up to 73 pitches. This at bat could decide the game, even though Elizabeth still has potentially, well, minimum of 6 outs to play with. Breidenbach at third, Marquez at second, Garver at first. The stretch. And the pitch. Fastball is up and away. One ball and no strikes. Savikas stretches with the bases full of Mustangs. 1-0. Over but low to Arroyo. 2-0. All of a sudden, Savikas can't find the plate. Will Arroyo be taking on the 2-0? Or is he going to be swinging here? Because it should be a hitter's pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. Throw back to first, and back and diving is Garver. Well, that's not a bad play there, but Garver was extremely alert. All right, we'll do a 2-0. Arroyo awaits the pitch. Here it comes. Extremely high. In fact, Saunders had to jump to catch that ball. It's 3-0. There's no way Arroyo's swinging here. In fact, he might take 2 pitches. Savikas 47 strikes and 29 balls. But he's thrown 6 balls in a row. Is it going to be 7? A strike took something off it on the outer half of the knees. It is 3-1. Nowhere to put Arroyo in a 5-5 game in the bottom of the 5th inning from Fort Morgan. The Elizabeth right-hander toes the rubber. Out of the stretch. And the 3-1 pitch. Upstairs. It's a walk. Breidenbach will score the go-ahead run as Arroyo draws it, and the Mustangs lead 6-5. And now you're playing with fire as Kyle Daniels has singled twice and delivered a 2-run double. He's got a third of Fort Morgan's hits, and Savikas is still in there. Even though he's walked the last two, the stretch. Daniels awaits the pitch, way outside. Man, I'm surprised he's still in there. Savikas has completely lost it. 1 ball and no strikes. Daniels can give Fort Morgan perhaps a 3 or 4 run lead. 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, boy. 1 ball and 1 strike. That was off the plate, but called a strike. The stretch. And the 1-1 offering upstairs. And inside, 2-1. Savikas with all types of trouble here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As Fort Morgan has a 6-5 advantage. They're not done. 2-1. Pitch to Daniels. Swung on and fisted in the air on the left side. The shortstop, Weary, is out 2 steps into the grass, and he makes the catch. And Kyle Daniels is retired for the first time in this game. But Fort Morgan has reclaimed the lead. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and the bases were left full of Mustangs. Let's go to the 6th. Fort Morgan 6, Elizabeth 5 on B106 and B106.com. Well, there is a possibility that Trevor Shurtleff could go the distance. 83 pitches. He's got 27 to go unless he's under 110 to a hitter to begin an at-bat. Then he can finish that hitter. 6-5, Fort Morgan leads Elizabeth in the 6th. Garrett Hawkins is singled and lined out. And the pitch is in there for a strike on the bender. It's 0-1. 62 strikes and only 22 balls for the strike-throwing machine. Swung on and grounded up the middle. Garver to his left, dives, and it's a base hit off the top of his glove into center field. Nice lunging attempt there by Garver. But it's a base hit for Garrett Hawkins, and Elizabeth, now like Fort Morgan, has 9 hits. That'll bring up Jake Lawson. Lawson with a bunt single, and he struck out swinging. Let's see, the Mustangs can pick up a double play. Scoring to bunt, and he misses the pitch. On the inner half, it's 0-1. Yeah, both teams in this game committed a crucial error, which led to the opposing team's rallies. No balls, 1 strike, and the offering. Swing and a miss to the fastball right by Lawson. It's 0-2. 1 pitch away is Shurtleff from strikeout number 10. The stretch and the pitch. Swung on in line towards right center field. That's going to drop over Holbeck for a base hit. Off the end of the bat on an 0-2 pitch. A very good pitch by Shurtleff, but Lawson got enough of it. Hawkins to second. Now we might see a bunt from Saunders, but Saunders has doubled and singled out of the 9-hole. And his double drove in 2 runs. And all of a sudden, Elizabeth is answering Fort Morgan. Let's see what Trevor can come up with. The stretch. The pitch. Down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. The offering. Up and in with a fastball. 2-0. Fort Morgan led 3-0, trailed 4-3, led 5-4, tied at 5, then 6-5. Morgan now, and 3-0 with a fastball in the dirt. And no way now that Trevor's going to go the distance. He's got 91 pitches already. 3-0 pitch, and the bases are loaded. He walked him on an upstairs fastball. First walk issued by Trevor Shurtleff. That might be it. Here comes Josh Langford. Visit to the mound is brought to you by Ehrlich Toyota East. Whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East in Fort Morgan will fit you into the car or truck of your choice. Serving all of Northeast Colorado, Ehrlich Toyota East. All right, let's see, because, yeah, he's got still 18 pitches to play with, so he might keep him in there. I mean, Shurtleff gave up a ground ball single, a single off the end of the bat, and then he walks Saunders. Garrett Warren is up there. He struck out twice. He's also singled. That was in his second plate appearance. So he is sitting at 1 for 3. They're in on the corners and back in the middle. Shurtleff out of the windup. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. A check swing, but he went through on the upstairs and inside fastball. It's 0-1. That was pitch number 93, the offering. Fastball low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Shurtleff comes home. Curveball swing and a miss. What a beautiful pitch by Trevor. Here's a clutch pitch in the game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs, the base is full of Cardinals. Swing and a miss on a fastball up and in. Strikeout number 10 for Trevor Shurtleff. 1 out in the 6th inning. Was that ever clutch? And that'll send up the number 2 hitter Jackson Wary. Strikeout, pop out, and a double. The pitch. Swung on and grounded left side. Garver to second. That's 1. No throw to first. A run scores on the 6-4 fielder's choice as Hawkins slides in safely. And Elizabeth has tied the game again at 6, but an excellent play there by the shortstop Garver. Here comes Savikas. Excellent ball game here for Morgan. So 2 down. The stretch. Savikas is 1 for 3. Runner going. That's a ball. Throw back to third and blocked beautifully there by Cage. That could have gotten away. Not a good throw by McBride, but Cage made sure he was going to corral it. 1 ball and no strikes. Now 2 runners are in scoring position. And that's blocked by McBride. He just picked up his pitcher on the breaking ball. 2-0. Shurtleff. That was his 100th pitch. Swung on and grounded up the middle. That's a base hit. Lawson's going to score. Weary around third. Throw to the plate is going to sail nearly over the head of McBride, and the hitter to second. Savikas delivers a 2-run single. And Elizabeth now has the lead in the 6th inning, 8-6. And Fort Morgan's going to have to rally to keep this Colorado 7 winning streak alive. Kloppenberg is 1 for 3. Let's see, we'll have the courtesy runner out there. That's John Sweet. But they have responded. And Shurtleff has thrown 101 pitches. The pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. The offering. Curveball right there on the outer half at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes. Shurtleff comes home. Swung on and driven deep into center field. Daniels is way back towards the track. And it is gone. A 2-run homer for Kloppenberg on an 0-2 pitch. And Elizabeth has scored 5 times in the 6th inning. And the Mustangs are stunned. Elizabeth 10, Fort Morgan 6. Wow. Did not see that coming. Nobody did. It'll be a 2-minute break. Back in 2 minutes. Elizabeth 10, Fort Morgan 6 on B106. and B106.com. Kyle Daniels is the new pitcher. As the Mustangs trail 10-6. The pitch up and in for a ball. Let's make the board adjustment back there, Kayla. 1-0 pit, Michaela. Strike down the middle to Steinke, who's 0 for 3. Shurtleff goes to short. The offering in the dirt there, 2-1. Garber now at second. Let's see if we can spot the center fielder. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Shurtleff has it. Nope, it went over his glove. It took a huge hop. Huge hop, rounding first and staying there is Steinke. That'll be a base hit. That took an unusually large hop. And for Elizabeth, that is their 13th hit of the game. They took a 8-6 lead on a 2-run single by Savikas, then a 2-run homer by Kloppenberg. Chased Shurtleff from the hill. The pitch and the breaking ball all the way to the screen. Steinke to second on the wild pitch. Incredible. 10-6 Elizabeth. And Fort Morgan has stranded 7 on the base paths. The stretch by Daniels in a pitch. Swing and a miss. All up at the letters. And Fort Morgan plays his team on Friday. You anticipate Daniels will start, but he can't throw too many pitches. And the offering drops in for a ball. I don't know where that curveball missed. 2-1. Even McBride looked back at the home plate umpire. I have no idea where that missed. There are 2 outs in this inning with a runner in scoring position. The pitch grounded right back to Daniels off the end of the bat, and he'll toss to first for the out. But it's a monumentally huge inning for Elizabeth. 5 runs on 5 hits, no errors, and a man left. 5.5 complete. Elizabeth 10, Fort Morgan 6 on B106 and B106.com. Let's head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Elizabeth leads Fort Morgan 10-6. And the Mustangs go with Trevor Shurtleff, Trey McBride, and Jacob Fritzler. Shurtleff has doubled and grounded out twice. He's 1 for 3. Against the right-hander, Kyle Savikas, the pitch. And the breaking ball is down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Savikas ready. And the offering. Low. 2-0. The 2-0 from Savikas. Fastball down and in, 3-0. All right, well, the Mustangs trail 10-6 here in the bottom of the 6th inning, but they'll do what they can to rally. 3-0. Fastball a strike on the inner half. It's 3-1. That was pitch number 86 for Savikas. 3-1. Low and away, and it's a walk to Shurtleff. And here's Trey McBride, who's 0 for 3. He's grounded out, popped out, and struck out. So he will step in against the right-hander Savikas. The offering in there for a strike with a bender. It's 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to McBride. Stretch and pitch. Swung on and lifted into deep left center field. Going way back is Warren to the fence. Goodbye! A 2-run homer for Trey McBride. His 3rd home run of the season. And the Mustangs get the 4-run lead in half. Elizabeth 10. Fort Morgan 8. Oh, this is typical Mustang baseball. They rally when they need to. And Coach Langford was wondering how his team was going to respond if they were in this situation, needing to rally considering they had won so many one-sided games. Jacob Fritz for a single, struck out and grounded out. Wind and pitch. The Benders upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Still nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Savikas doesn't have too much left on the mound. That was his 90th pitch, and that breaking ball's up and away, 2-0. I mean, he won't be able to finish the game. There's no doubt about that. Two balls and no strikes. The pitch low with a fastball, 3-0. No way that Fritz is swinging here. Three-0 pitch. Strike. 3-1. Wind and offering. Outside corner fastball. It's 3-2. Big pitch coming up. This will be the 95th pitch from Savikas in the game. 3-2 to Fritzler. Swing and a miss, up and in. Took something off it and struck him out, coming back from a 3-0 hole. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. That'll send up Nate Cage, who singled twice and popped out. He's 2 for 3. Wind in the offering. The Benders over for a strike. 13 hits for Elizabeth, 10 for Fort Morgan. Both teams have committed an error. And Cage awaits the 0-1. In the dirt. Looked like he threw him a changeup. Count is even at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And now Cage steps out. I don't know if something got loose in the outfield. The Mustangs have a 2-run homer in this inning from Trey McBride. The pitch. Benders up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. On deck is Austin Breidenbach. He would be the tying run if Cage reaches. The pitch. Swung on and fouled back. That was pitch number 99 for Kyle Savikas. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Savikas ready. And he kicks and fires. Upstairs. 3-2. Wow. What a game. Didn't anticipate this many runs. Another big 3-2 pitch coming up the Cage. Swung on line, caught by the third baseman, Steinke. Hit it with topspin, and it was caught easily. Didn't have to move. 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. And Austin Breidenbach will hit. Well, one Mustang has got to reach for Daniels to hit in this game, whether it's in this inning or in the 7th. And we know that Elizabeth will have to throw another pitcher in the 7th. Now we do know for sure. Breidenbach has driven in a run. The pitch and the fastball rides inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Savikas will be used up for every single pitch in the game. And the offering. Breaking ball is outside. 2-0. The pitch. Up and in with a fastball. 3 balls and no strikes. He might not finish this inning. Here comes pitch number 105, and there's not a chance that Breidenbach will be offering at this one. Ahead in the count at 3-0. It's a strike with a fastball down the middle. 3 balls and 1 strike. 10-8 Elizabeth in the bottom of the 6th inning here in Fort Morgan. 3 balls, 1 strike. Breidenbach awaits the pitch. Swung on and fisted to the screen. 3-2. This will be pitch number 107. Thrown by Savikas. 3-2 to Breidenbach. The wind, the pitch, swung on and lifted down the left field line. A long run to his right for Day, and he cannot make the catch. Reached his glove out and could not make the catch. Rounding second and going to third. The relay sliding in safe is going to be Breidenbach. I tell you what, that's got to be scored an error. He reached out. I think it just went off the top of his glove. A 3-base error there on a well-hit ball, but it looked like Day had a beat on that. And let's see what happens here. Adrian Marquez will step in. He's 1 for 2. That'll be it for Savikas after 107 pitches, so a 1-minute break. We're back in 1 minute in the bottom of the 6th inning. Elizabeth 10, Fort Morgan 8 on B106 and B106.com. Dusty Lawson is the new pitcher. Kyle Savikas, I believe, will go to first base here, as Austin Breidenbach just hit a long fly ball that was misplayed by Kellen Day, extending the inning. Adrian Marquez will now hit, and the Mustangs trail 10-8. The runner at third is Savikas' responsibility. However, if he scores, it would be an unearned run. Lawson, a big, strong throwing right-hander. And here's Marquez. So at least Daniels will definitely get to hit unless there's a pickoff of third. The first baseman steps in for Fort Morgan. Here's the wind by Lawson and the pitch. Short arms that fastball for a ball. 1-0. Had a tremendous back and forth game so far. The wind and the 1-0 pitch. Fastball is outside. Saunders tried to frame it. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch, a strike with a fastball. Down the middle, it's 2-1. Big at bat here for Marquez. The pitch, right down the middle again with a fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That looked like his pitch, but he decided to take it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in, 1 on. 2-2. Upstairs with a fastball. Good take there by Marquez. 3-2. There's the wind. Marquez awaits a 3-2. Swung on and fouled off to the right. Headed out of play. We'll do another 3-2 to Adrian Marquez as the Elizabeth right fielder Kloppenberg gave chase. He so far is the difference. He had a 2-run homer chasing Shurtleff in that 5-run inning. It's the 5-run 6th. Now the Mustangs with a 2-run 6th. They need a couple of more here. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wind and pitch. Upstairs, and Marquez walks. Boy, a ton of walks issued in this inning. I believe that's either 3 or 4 by the 2 pitchers combined. Here's Grayson Garver. He's grounded out. Reached on a sac bunt when an error was committed on the starting pitcher, Savikas, or by the starting pitcher, then he walked. First and third. If Marquez takes off, that could put 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch. Fastball is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Garver certainly a gap hitter. Not somebody you expect to hit it out of the park, but only a sophomore. 1-0 squaring a bunt. It's a strike. Well, McBride's a sophomore, but he's a much bigger kid. 1-1 to Grayson Garver. The stretch. The pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. 1-2. Mustang fans thought it was outside. It definitely could have been called a ball, no doubt. 1-2. Lawson delivers, and the fastball hit him. Hit him on the side, and the bases are loaded. The bases are full of Mustangs for Anthony Arroyo, who has struck out, had a sacrifice bunt, and walked. He is officially 0 for 1. Keep in mind that coming into the game, he was second on the team with RBIs. He already drew an RBI walk. Now he's got 13 ribbies. Second to Trey McBride, who has 17. McBride's driven in 7 in the game. A base hit in the outfield can tie the game. One in the gap can give the Mustangs the lead. The first pitch to Arroyo. Fastball is way outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Out of the windup. Full of Mustangs. And the 1-0 pitch. Way outside again. Boy, he's aiming it big time. Bryden back at third. Marquez at second. Garver at first. 2 balls and no strikes to Arroyo. The Mustangs are 44-0 in Colorado 7 league play. The pitch. That's a strike with a fastball down the middle, belt high. 2-1 to Anthony Arroyo. Lawson gets the sign from Saunders. And the pitch swung on and popped up down the left field line. A long run for Day to his right. He gets under it and makes the catch. And the Mustangs are denied more runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, as they do get a 2-run homer from Trey McBride. That was the only hit they picked up. They took advantage of 1 error and 3 left on base. The Mustangs through 6 have stranded 10. Let's head to the 7th. Elizabeth 10, Fort Morgan 8 on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. We head to the 7th in Fort Morgan, where the Mustangs trail the Elizabeth Cardinals 10-8. And Kyle Daniels, who came into the game in relief of Trevor Shurtleff in the 6th inning, has thrown 7 pitches. He'll face Garrett Hawkins, followed by Jake Lawson and Riley Saunders. Hawkins has had 3 quality at-bats, and the breaking ball drops in for a ball. Down and in, 1-0. A single, and lined out to the right fielder Fritzer, then another base hit. Swing and a foul to the backstop. Challenged him with a fastball down the middle. It's 1-1. These are the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the lineup, and these are the guys that really killed Fort Morgan in that 4-run third. 2 big innings for Elizabeth in this game. Now time is called, even though Daniels was beginning his windup. I'm not sure if a ball got loose. Nope, just a couple of Cardinals going to the bullpen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Daniels delivers. Breaking ball. I don't know where it missed. Might have been high. 2-1. The pitch. That curveball's a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Daniels might unleash the changeup here to get Hawkins. The offering. Curveball, swing and a miss, but fouled it off. Yep. I heard no contact there, but home plate umpire signaled that there was a piece of the baseball struck by Hawkins. So it stays at 2-2. Trevor Shurtleff came into the game with a 1.13 ERA, but was lit up. The pitch. Swing and a miss, but that ball's going to get to the backstop, and McBride doesn't see it. It doesn't matter anyway. He's got to take off the mask. Yeah, McBride's got to flip off his mask. And now, let's see what happened there, because Josh Langford is out. I don't think he got a piece of the baseball. Now he's going to check with a field umpire. Was that a foul ball? Because if it's not, it's a strikeout, but Hawkins reaches first on the wild pitch. But the thing with McBride there is that he didn't see the baseball. However, he's got to flip off that mask. Much harder to see through the mask. And discussion there between Coach Langford and the home plate umpire. They're going to call it it is a strikeout, but advancing to first is on the wild pitch is Hawkins. Here's Jake Lawson. A bunt single, a strikeout, then a conventional single. He's 2 for 3. Short lead at first for Hawkins. The pitch swung on and fouled straight back. One with a fastball tailing away against the right-handed hitter. It's 0-1. For Morgan, he's got to get Elizabeth out here to retain a 2-run deficit and have a good shot. Throw back to first, back and diving is Hawkins. The Mustangs with 3 in the first, 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, 2 in the sixth, but Elizabeth 4 in the third. The pitch swung on and grounded to third. Cage to second. That's 1. To first is Garver, and that's late, and the ball skips to the screen. That'll be a bad throw there by Garver. It'll be a 6-4 fielder's choice. And then on the throwing error, runner to second. Hopefully that Mustang error does not hurt them. On the relay from the second baseman. Saunders is 2 for 2, a double, a single, and a walk. That double drove in 2. Swing and a miss. On a changeup tailing away, it's 0-1. 10-8 Elizabeth in the top of the 7th inning. Daniels delivers. Curveball blocked in the dirt there by McBride. 1 ball and 1 strike. Saunders, the number 9 hitter, has been just as lethal as some of the upper hitters in the lineup. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back. Again, went with the off-speed. It's 1-2. Corbin Kloppenberg is a 2-run homer for Elizabeth. Trey McBride, a 2-run shot for Fort Morgan. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off of second is Lawson. Daniels gets the sign, throw back to second, back in diving is Lawson. Yeah, you just cannot allow that run to make it a 3-run game. If you have the tying run on deck, creates a more realistic situation. The pitch swung on and popped up into foul territory. McBride to the screen, has room, makes the catch. 2 down. Two down for Garrett Warren, who is 1 for 4. He has struck out 3 times in the game. Remaining at second is Jake Lawson. Daniels at the belt. The pitch. Curveball, swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. The teams have combined for 23 hits, and each has 2 errors. The offering. Fastball outside. Levels the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Daniels looks back, and the offering up and away with a changeup, 2-1. Now it's pitch number 22. Yeah, you throw under 35, you don't need any rest. The offering. Curveball drops in down the middle for a strike. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs and 1 on for Elizabeth. Daniels delivers. Runner going to third. Fastball high. McBride throw to third and offline and safe. Safe at third is Lawson. And I wonder if Cage is hurt. He had to dive to his left to prevent that ball from going into left field. Not a good throw there by McBride, and Cage saved him. And it is a stolen base in 3-2. He nearly threw it into the runner. And now it's 3-2 with Weary on deck. Let's see if Daniels now operates out of the windup with a 3-ball, 2-strike count. With Fort Morgan trailing by 2 in the 7th. Here's the wind by Daniels. The pitch swung on and fisted on the ground slowly. Cage charges at third, sets, throws for the out. And Elizabeth is done in the top of the 7th inning. For the Cardinals. No runs, no hits, a Mustang air, and a man left. Let's head to the bottom of the 7th. Elizabeth 10, Fort Morgan 8 on B106 and B106.com. We move to the bottom of the 7th inning in Fort Morgan. If the Mustangs do not rally, they're going to lose with their best hitters coming up. Kyle Daniels, Trevor Shurtleff, and Trey McBride, followed by Jacob Fritzler. Elizabeth 10, Fort Morgan 8. Daniels has been outstanding today. 3 for 4, 2 singles and a double, which drove in 2 runs, and he popped out. The pitch from Lawson. Fastball for a strike. Tailing on the inner half at 0-1. Saunders lays down the sign. The pitch swung on and fouled down the left field line. It's 0-2. That ball was twisting away from Kellen Day. First National Bank in Fleming since 1917. Logan County Home Dome Bank. First National Bank in Fleming, member FDIC. No balls and 2 strikes to Kyle Daniels. Lawson gets a sign. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, lined on one hop to Savikas. Took a wild hop at first, and he makes the play and steps on the bag for the out. It was hit hard, but it looked like it was going to be a routine hop. Then it took a crazy hop, and Savikas was able to field it. 1 down for Shurtleff, who was doubled, grounded out twice, and walked. He's 1 for 3. The right-hander delivers. Curveball, strike right down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. McBride is the tying run if Shurtleff can reach. The offering. Fastball is high, and the count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Shurtleff awaits the 1-1 pitch. And here it is. Fastball is high again, 2-1. Just get him on, and McBride has already demonstrated in this game that he can put it over the fence. 2 balls, 1 strike. Shurtleff awaits. Swung on and fouled straight back. Went up in the zone with that pitch. 2-2. 1 out and the base is empty in the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lawson kicks and fires. Up and in with a fastball. 3-2. Boy, this is the money pitch for either side. 3-2 to Shurtleff. Here it comes. Swung on and driven into the left center field gap. That's going to drop, and that ball's going to roll to the fence on 2 hops. Shurtleff around first. He's into second with a 1-out double in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here comes McBride, who was 0 for 3 before his 2-run homer 1 inning ago. You know what he's thinking. He wants to tie the game here in the bottom of the 7th inning against the right-hander, Jake Lawson. Lawson looks in for the sign from Saunders. The stretch. And the pitch to McBride. And the ball nearly hit him. Wow, fastball riding in. 1-0. Good job of Trey getting out of the way. You don't want to get hit in this situation when you have the chance to tie the game. He doesn't want to get hit. He wants to swing the bat. The stretch. 1-0. Taken for a strike. Took something off of that at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to McBride. Officially at 1 for 4. And he's driven in 3 runs in the game. Lawson looks back at Shurtleff. The pitch. Fastball, a strike on the outside corner. McBride thought it was ball 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now he knows he's got to protect the outside corner. McBride has struck out once in this game. The stretch. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. A fastball at the letters, and McBride missed it. There's 2 down. And it's up to Jacob Fritzler, who has singled in a run, struck out swinging, grounded to third, and then struck out again. He's 1 for 4. The stretch and the pitch. Fastball low. 1 ball and no strikes. Nate Cage with tremendous powers on deck. Fritzler awaits. Wild pitch. Right down the middle. That's a strike. And that levels the count at 1-1. To the Mustangs senior, Jacob Fritzler. Looking back, lost in the delivery. Swung on and fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. With 2 outs and a man at second in the bottom of the 7th inning, Elizabeth leads Fort Morgan 10-8. Fritzler digs back in. Stretch and pitch. Fastball way outside. 2-2. Josh Langford saying, yes, you can, yes, you will. 2-2. And the offering. Swung on in line towards center field. That is going to be a diving attempt. Caught! Holy moly! Of 10-8. Let's take a 2-minute break. We're back in 2 minutes on Morgan County's B106 and B106.com. Mustang Post Game Show is brought to you by Morgan Community College. Find out why Morgan Community College is the best choice for your higher education. Visit MCC online at morgancc.edu or stop by the campus for a personal advising session. MCC, there to help you imagine your possibilities, believe in yourself, and achieve your goals. Morgan Community College. Fort Morgan's 44-game winning streak in the Colorado 7 League is over. They lost at home to Elizabeth 10-8, 10 runs on 13 hits, 2 errors, 6 left on base for Elizabeth, 8 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors, 11 left on base for Fort Morgan. The winning pitcher was Kyle Savikas, and the loss went to Trevor Shurtleff. Time of the game, 2 hours and 9 minutes, as Fort Morgan was looking good early in the opening inning. They were able to rack up 4 hits. Trey McBride had an RBI ground out. Jacob Fritzler with a run-scoring single, and he just hit an absolute bullet that was caught by Garrett Warren in right center field, robbing him of a base hit in a 10-9 game at that time. And then later on, Austin Breidenbach's RBI groundout would make it 3-0. Then all of a sudden, Elizabeth exploded in the 3rd inning with 6 hits off of Shurtleff, who had retired the first 4 hitters. They made it a 3-2 game on a 2-run double by Riley Saunders. And then the game was tied at 3 as Kyle Savikas had an RBI single. Corbin Kloppenberg with a line drive single, making it 4-3. And it stayed that way until the bottom of the 4th inning, when the Mustangs got a 2-run double from Kyle Daniels, and they were back out on top by a score of 5-4. Then Elizabeth would come back, and they would tie the game on a Mustang error, as Jackson Weary would score, making it 5-5. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Anthony Arroyo drew a bases-loaded walk as Fort Morgan reclaimed the lead at 6-5. But then in the top of the 6th inning, again, Elizabeth brought out the bats as they were able to take advantage of a fielder's choice, as scoring there was Jackson Weary, or Garrett Hawkins scored, making it 6-6. But then 2 big hits. A 2-run single from Savikas, a 2-run homer for Kloppenberg. Trey McBride countered with a 2-run homer at the bottom of the 6th inning. And Mustangs could not score in the bottom of the 7th, as Elizabeth improves to 5-0 in Colorado 7 League play, 6-3 overall. And the Mustangs drop to 6-1 in league play, 7-3 on the season. Back in action coming up on Friday on the road against Elizabeth, that is 4 o'clock on B106 and B106.com. Excellent job by our sound engineer and producer, Michaela Klimper. I'm John Beltran with a final score, Elizabeth 10, Fort Morgan 8. Let's give you a Mustang player of the game before we get out here. Brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center with 3 locations to serve you better. Sterling Brush in Fort Morgan, your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed. Yeah, Kyle Daniels had 3 hits, certainly worthy of it. He's been a player of the game before. Trey McBride, though, had 3 RBIs, including a 2-run homer. Will give McBride the Mustang player of the game. Final score, Elizabeth 10, Fort Morgan 8 on B106 and B106.com.